exactly what it did. Remember the here in the streets, incinerated, what's left of sort of the burn across the street. There's still some embers burning here. We would learn their homes were gone. 1 year ago, we will never forget meeting this husband and father of two, Alessandro Vigilante. Have you seen your house yet? I'm sorry. Alessandro and his family lost everything. I think it's impossible for people around the country to look at this and understand the scope of this devastation. Everything is gone. But you've got your boys and you've got your wife. Yeah. See what I'm gonna... We promised we'd go back, and 1 year later, on that same street, we meet up with Alessandro. Hey, David. Wow, that was a fast year, but not for you, right? Yeah. There was little left. The white picket.
We're taking their cash. You just need a convincing disguise. And yes, they're gonna have to take out a bunch of scary guys, but
It's all we can know. That was rhetoric. Why is he dressed like Fidel Castro? So he's dressed like Mao, Fidel Castro. Who's gonna be next? Stalin? He does more cosplay than Emery.
I understand why Elon Musk, obviously from his position of power, gets away with saying, you know, of course ICE is going to kill whoever the fuck they want to kill, right?
Yeah.
Because that's Elon Musk. Elon Musk is never going to be in this situation. Even Apple most likely will never be in this situation.
The situation where I have to run over a police officer?
Why would Apple never leaves his house, right? But Apple's audience could just as well have been in this situation.
Yeah, and if one of my viewers decides to try to run over a federal officer in the process of trying to escape from a scene when they're being detained, you know what I'm going to say? Rip Bozo. I'm going to say the same thing.
Easily. They could have been in a situation where they're like pro-ICE, for example, but they got scared and they wanted to move out of the way, right? Or they're pulling out of their fucking...
If you get scared, you accidentally run somebody over. I mean, you can't expect that to be
driveway,
okay.
for example, and
Yeah.
they got domed and shot and killed. That's how this works, okay? You are ascribing evil intent.
Evil intent.
For no real reason in this circumstance, when the true evil that's taking place is literally...
The real evil isn't trying to run over the federal agent. No, and escape the scene after, by the way, they came out and they said, let me mute the music because it's a little bit loud. They came out and they said that this woman was causing trouble before then. She was the person leading all of this. So really, but let's hear about the real problem is actually ICE. Here we go.
Literally, the evil that's coming from ICE.
There it is.
Even in this...
Wow, who could have predicted this?
Situation, you instantly find yourself trying to justify the murderers.
The murderers, right? Of course.
There's something fucking wrong with you. You have...
Why are you getting upset?
No, you have... like the part of your brain.
Do you think that Hassan, if this woman had run over and killed that ICE agent, do you think that Hassan would be trying to justify why it was okay? I think he would be. No, I think he would be. No, he'd be celebrating? Oh, of course.
That causes you to think about your own personal well-being is warped. Because you're so predisposed with defending law enforcement every step of the fucking way. You've been so propagandized and so conditioned into thinking that cops are always doing the right thing.
I think they are in this case, right?
And you just cannot understand that you could be in the crosshairs next. You just can't comprehend it. Your loved ones can be...
Yeah, I mean, like, you could just be accidentally trying to run over a federal agent. Escaping after you're trying to be detained, after repeatedly trying to block and obstruct the federal investigation. You know, like, sometimes like, bro, how did I... Oh, shit, this happened again. Oh, God. How does this keep happening to me?
As they say, guys standing in front of a cop car should be put in a box and round up about 10,000 protesters and put them in a camp to shut it down quick. Literally,
That's what I said.
promoting authoritarian dictatorship.
Authoritarian dictatorship is when people that are breaking the law and being violent and obstructing the federal government from doing their job Authoritarianism is when they have a consequence for it. That's right. To be fair, W Chatter, at least they explained what I think. Oh, it's so hard.
He's just a weak, ineffective, cowardly person who is...
I'm ineffective. If I was ineffective, you wouldn't be crying about me every day.
Who's trying to lean into the administration, the government's fucking repressive methods to make himself and others who are tuning in feel powerful. Okay? That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. This is commentary from a deeply insecure, deeply scared person.
I'm insecure. Okay. All right. Sure.
It's weak, it's cowardly, it's frail. This is the motivating principle of fucking Nazis as well, historically.
Or how could we forget?
Feeling like they've been wronged by society and hoping that the state actually enacts some violence to others who are their ideological opponents.
Doesn't he want, like, he's a huge supporter of Mamdani, and people think that the state was fucking them over, and I think that really, I mean, it's very regular that people would want to have the state redistribute well. Like, taxes are violence in a way. Taxes are backed up by violence. If you don't pay your taxes, they will violently control you and put you in jail and then take your stuff. Like, every law that we have is backed up by violence. That's the way it is. Like, they tried to explain, like, hey, please get out of the way, get out of the vehicle, and they tried everything they could, but she wouldn't listen. That's the thing. Everything is about that. Everything is backed up by the force doctrine at one level or another. And I would just rather live in a civilized society where we don't have to be reminded of that. I would.
Not realizing, once again, that this is not a partisan issue.
It's not. Everybody should agree with it.
Who saw that this kind of stuff was fucked up. A lot of people, for example, who think what Asmongold is saying is, like, completely ridiculous.
It's not ridiculous. It's true.
Okay? Very violent and unacceptable, did not say anything. And the reason why they didn't say anything was because they were terrified. Okay? They were terrified of getting bullied. They were terrified of being cyberstalked. They were terrified in general.
So I'm the one that's making people scared? Then why is everybody retweeting me saying that they're glad that my parents are dead? I mean, all you have to do is go and look at the retweets and the replies to that one comment that I made. You're going to see people talking about, like, how much they hope I die, how much they hope my parents are dead. They hope they're in hell. Yeah, they're crazy. They're totally fucking unhinged. This entire inversion is so blatantly dishonest. And all you have to do is just go and read what people are responding to. It's totally deranged. Completely deranged.
The reason why I'm trying to urge others to also speak out is because there are more of us than there are of them.
Why did you lose the popular vote?
Okay? The reason why they feel emboldened is because Trump and Elon Musk and numerous other right-wing figures have basically created this media environment, especially on the internet, where they have made people feel falsely. They've made people
More gray hairs.
feel
That's a new one.
like they are dominating the discourse. The only reason why they are dominating the discourse on the fuck are you saying? This is
You're right. People are too afraid of doing this, but they're so afraid of it. They're constantly sending me death threats and, you know, like invoking my dead parents. You're right. That's totally. But it's actually you guys that are the victims. Oh yeah.
completely ridiculous.
Oh God, man. So I'm simultaneously ineffective and I'm also dominating the discourse. Well, that's nice. Oh, he's tweeting about me again. A clearly unjustifiable act of state murder, so of course the agricultural farmer will try to justify it to an audience of powerless people who only feel strong when they can identify the admin as doing cruelty, pathetic, weak, expected. Of course, right? And crying, getting mad about it. He's been tweeting about this a lot. You can say this as much as you want, but it's very obvious that she was accelerating the vehicle when he was directly in front of her. He was. She would have run him over. She would have run him over. Everybody knows not to run away and speed away in a vehicle when the police are trying to detain you. Like, it's not even a question. Everybody knows this. I don't even know, like, use your eye. Just look at it. She was not trying to run him over. You're wrong. Oh, he's in chat. Hassan is in chat again. What a surprise. Okay. She was not trying to run him over. You are wrong in code. What would you have done in this situation when the police officers told you that you had to get out of the car? Just give it a minute. It's all right. It's fine. De-escalate and talk to her instead of immediately trying to force open the door. It wasn't appropriate by law and circumstances. That's not what I asked. So if the police come up to you and they say to stop the vehicle and get out, what would you do? What would you do? It's very simple. The guys are untrained, hopped up on fumes. I told you already. De-escalate and talk to her. No, you're talking. No, I'm not asking. Maybe he's confused. I'm saying if you were in the woman's shoes, if you were the one driving the car, what would you have done if you were in her situation and you were the one driving the car? I'm not talking as the officer. I told you already the appropriate way of doing this by the HEYO standards. You have. You've told me multiple times, but you haven't said what you would do. Because you know the answer to that, and it's obvious. You would have gotten out of the car like a normal person, and you would have said, okay, I'm going to comply with the police. That's what you would have done. But you don't want to answer that because it paints her in a bad light. I would have driven away as well. Oh, he said, oh, you would have driven away as well, just as she was trying to do. Many people would have done the same. She was clearly trying to drive away. The person in power has the responsibility to de-escalate and do the LEO. Listen, guys, anybody in the Sans chat, listen, I'm going to say this. Please, guys, do not take this advice. This is such a bad idea. I promise you. Hassan's got a lot of money. He's got tons of money. He can afford this. It's okay.